we are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your favorite wrestling fan here, Eric Rodriguez, every Monday night live on the GSMC Sports Network, the GSMC Podcast Network on YouTube. So make sure you guys Superman punch that like and subscribe button to the show so you guys can get some cool notifications when we go live. We talk about all the action inside and outside of the ring, all the backstage current calls, all the rumors, all the drama, all the backstage wrestling conspiracy theories that a lot of the fans like to throw up. Guilty as charged. We talk about superstar inactive statuses, injury updates, contract negotiations, extensions, and new signings, also releases. And then we talk about, promotions like WWE, AEW, TNA, Ring of Honor, New Japan Professional Wrestling to Stardom, the GCW, basically anything under the sun. If it makes major news in the world of professional wrestling, we talk about it here on this show, 1010%. So without further ado, we have our fifth and final segment. We're going to talk about the worst WWE finishers of all time. We talked about the best, and now we're going to go ahead and dabble on the worst. And there's been so many bad, finishers. And when I pop this up, it's going to be number one, and I uploaded it wrong, and I'm so sorry. I don't want you to see it. I want you guys to cover your eyes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, shit. Okay, I'm sorry. Excuse me. All right. We're going to start with number 10. Ignore that you guys saw number 1. Number 10, we had The Last Ride. We had The Last Ride from The Undertaker. I got to be honest, this was one of the worst finishers in terms of professional wrestling. So what does it do? Like a power bomb? Like the pop-up power bomb? Like, I get it. You put them all the way up there, and it's supposed to create this, super badass, it's going to rearrange my insides kind of thing landing on the mat. But it's like, I didn't get into it, and he kind of overall extended it too. Like, he would have him right here, and then he would purposely, lift them up to be like, last ride. I didn't like it. I thought it was terrible. I did not like The Last Ride. I got to be honest, guys. From a wrestling standpoint, I thought that was really lazy by The Undertaker. Because you gotta think about it. This guy already had so many finishing moves: the choke slam, tombstone, pile driver. You had him. He also did the triangle choke, and now he has dude, really? I think but then again, I feel like this Last Ride was really was like an homage to his American I am American badass. This was his American badass. I want to forget I was ever the Undertaker. I want to I don't want to I'm not darkness anymore. I forget the choke slam, forget the tombstone pile driver. Let's have The Last Ride, and then that was kind of his, and then it kind of stuck with him to the end. But at number 10, I got The Last Ride. At number 9, one of the worst finishers, in my opinion, has got to be Scotty 2 Hotty's The Worm. I get why people like it, the WORM, and then he'd do the worm, and then he would just chop him in the neck and be this grand finale, and it was it's supposed to be so cool, but I thought it was stupid. I did not like it. I got to be honest. But like I said, all this, in terms of talking sports, in terms of talking list, ESPN, Fox Sports, Barstool, you guys name it. It's all opinionated in terms of, your own list. So at number 9, I got The Worm. One of the worst. I thought it, pretty terrible. Number 8, I did not like the ankle slam. I thought it was stupid. I thought it was like a glorified backdrop. Kurt Angle, obviously, then he switched to the ankle lock, which overall kind of fit, what Kurt Angle was about. But the ankle slam, I thought it was pretty stupid. You grab him right here, you do the whole spin and all that. It's just like a glorified backdrop, and we're all supposed to be like, ooh, ooh. It was just a backdrop. Just a backdrop, bro. That's all. And number 7, I got Bayley-to-Belly. I like Bayley. She's cool and all. Definitely missed her running around with all the inflatables and the Bayley, the... Just kidding. No, the Bayley buddies. But then she destroyed them because she turned heel and such a jerk. And she made that little girl cry. That's why she's on this list. That's why. I'm just kidding. Karma. I'm just kidding. No, moving on. But the Bayley-to-Belly, a belly-to-belly suplex, I get it and it's cool. And it's not really that common in terms of women wrestling. But I didn't really like it. Every single time she hits the Bayley-to-Belly, I'm like, God, really? You have Oblivion, with Liv Morgan, which is actually pretty badass. Sol Ruka's Soul Snatcher is pretty awesome as, it's pretty awesome as hell. And then you have so many other, like women's like finishers that are pretty badass. But again, at number 7, one of the worst finishers in WWE has got to be Bayley-to-Belly. It's got to be Bayley-to-Belly. Number 6, I got Dirty Deeds. Dirty Deeds by Dean Ambrose or Jon Moxley. Just a glorified DDT. Don't really get the hype of it. Not really, it kind of reminds me of Cactus Jack. Cactus Jack kind of had that same thing, the double armed, the underhook, DDT, which is pretty cool. I have a comment from, Entertaining Runner saying FSGA. So I'm guessing the Oklahoma City Thunder won Game 1 against the Denver Nuggets, which, not wrestling, but at the same time, I do dabble in some NBA as well. SGA, he's a gifted player. I was the same way with Kobe Bryant for the longest time. I was like, man, this guy sucks. I hate him. This guy's a terrible person because I'm a San Antonio Spurs fan. Every single time we would run into them in the Western Conference semifinals, they would always they would always win, and I'd be like, oh my God. And that's stupid. Back in 2004, Derek Fisher, the 0.4, and then you would see all the, you see the shirts of the Lakers with all the 0.4 on the back, and you'd be like, dude, you're so annoying. Are you kidding me? Oh God. But yeah, Aaron Gordon balling. I like Aaron Gordon. I feel like Aaron Gordon is a huge piece of what Denver is trying to do. I feel like overall, but Jokic needs a guy like Jamal Murray needs to step it up. He does 1,010%. Porter, I do like Porter as well. The bench of what Denver has really kind of concerns me. Once when you have the starters kind of come off the floor, the bench, yeah, they do. Ultimately, they do kind of cover it, but I feel like maybe their defense could be a little bit more. They could commit a little bit more. But yeah. All right, moving back to professional wrestling. Number 6, I got Dirty Deeds, and number 5, I have Big Show's punch. I don't like the punch. This is what set off with him and Floyd, Money Mayweather, WrestleMania fight, and it was cool and all, but at the same time, I thought it was really, really stupid. I thought it was terrible. I hate the Big Shows, and I'm a huge fan of strike finishers, I am. Like the bro kick, the clothesline from hell. Also, Drew McIntyre's damn. Oh my God, the Claymore, 1,010%. But yeah, oh my God, we're getting a lot of NBA talk here. That's awesome. All right, so we got the Nuggets went crazy. Mr. Nugget went crazy. Who the hell's Mr. Nugget? I don't know why I'm thinking Ronald McDonald wearing Chicken McNugget suit. But Nigel Kasura says Mr. Nugget went crazy. So at number 5, I have Big Show's punch. At number 4, I have Santino Marella's Cobra Strike. I thought, obviously it is what it is. The, bam, bah, so, at number 4, I have, number 3, I got Great Khali, the chop to the head. I thought that was pretty damn stupid. Number 4, the People's Elbow. Gotta love The Rock, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, but the People's Elbow was kind of, was pretty lame. You think about it from a perspective, and it was, pretty terrible. And at number 1, I got the Atomic Leg Drop from Hulk Hogan. Absolute not banger. It was terrible. You call it, obviously, back in the 80s, I get it. Different move style and stuff like that. But, with the Hulk Hogan Atomic Leg Drop, it just wasn't really all that in a bag of chips. So, yeah, kind of crazy. All right, guys, so thank you so much for tuning in to the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast. I have a bunch of NBA comments, usually this is a wrestling podcast, but, we talk about NBA a little bit as well, so, definitely hope you guys Superman punch that like and subscribe button to the GSMC Sports Network. Follow us on Twitter /X, whatever you guys like to call it, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook for more content and updates. And if you guys want to find out all the insights, all the factors in terms of the NBA playoffs, make sure you join Marab in the GSMC Basketball Podcast. Make sure you tune into the Deathlock Professional Wrestling Podcast. See, I got wrestling in my head. The Dead Boss Sports Podcast with my boy Nolan. We also have my boy Matt Quinn talking about some football with the GSMC Football Podcast. We also we have College Football Podcast with my man Jake. Make sure you guys tune into all those amazing podcasts. We got Down by Contact Sports Podcast with my man Jeremy Lapidus, an absolute badass, a guy that you definitely want to watch. He's so entertaining as hell. He knows his stuff. If you want to walk into any sports party, or if you want to make sure that you got the lowdown on all the headlines in terms of sports, make sure you guys tune into his podcast 1010%. Thank you so much for tuning into the podcast. Hope you guys had a great time. Once again, have an amazing, safe, lovely weekend. Week. I know it is only a grueling Monday. Hope you guys enjoy the week. Stay beautiful, but most importantly, I love you.